Byung Han, thank you so much for your time. Welcome to Pop Alternative.
Oh, thank you so much for having me.
I'm really excited to chat with you. Congratulations on this film. Really amazing film festival run. People are going to be able to see it in the theaters. I did want to kind of ask, when you have a script that has so many kind of elements, it's got the comedy, it's got drama, the crime component. What is that script to screen journey like for you on this film specifically? Reading everything and then seeing it come to life when you go to film it and get into production.
이 영화는 뭐 보셔서 아시겠지만 굉장히 직관적으로 영화를 그저 이렇게 봤을 때와 두세 번 이렇게 보면서 그 숨겨진 의미들 그리고 또 은유와 상징 같은 것들을 찾아냈을 때 굉장히 다르게 에 좀 더 충격적이게 느껴지는 아주 묘한 영화예요. 그렇기 때문에 어 제가 처음 시나리오를 읽었을 때도 영화 촬영을 함께 할 때도 그리고 다 만들어지고 나서 최종적인 그 작품을 봤을 때도 굉장히 느낌들이 달랐어요. 함께 5 개월 이상을 촬영을 했음에도 불구하고 나중에 극장에서 새롭게 느끼게 된 부분들도 있고 그런 아주 묘한 특이한 그리고 계속 볼수록 그 숨겨진 의미들이 계속 하나하나 발견되는 그런 특이한 영화였던 것 같아요.
You've seen the film, so you know a little bit about what I'm talking about, but I think the first and second watch of this film can be really different. The first watch could be very intuitive, and the second watch you can sort of start to capture a little bit more of the hidden meanings, the metaphor, and symbolism within the film. So I think it's a really strange and unique film in that way. So from the time I read the script through the process of shooting the film to watching the final cut, I do feel like I was experiencing a lot of different feelings in each of those processes. And I think it's one of those films that the more times you watch it, the more you get from it.
Absolutely. And like I said, it did a successful film festival run. Toronto International Film Festival, TIFF, is where I saw it as well. And I kind of wanted to ask as well, there's so many different ways how we're watching and consuming media. This film is going to be available in theaters. It did the film festival run. You've been a part of other projects in the past that, were TV shows that streamed and people watched it. Are you ever conscious of the different ways people are going to consume the media you're making while you're making it, while you're in production? Or do you think about the audience a little bit after you wrap a project?
사실 그 작품에 따라 사실 모든 작품을 정말 커다란 제대로 된 스크린으로 또 제대로 된 사운드로 듣는 것은 너무나 다 이상적으로 그쪽으로 봐야 된다고 생각은 해요. 하지만 그렇게 보는 게 좋다고 생각은 해요. 하지만 그 작품에 따라서 또 더더욱이 그런 작품들이 어 있어요. 그 성격을 더 그렇게 크게 가져가는 작품들이. 예를 들면 노 어더 초이스 같은 경우가 그런 작품 중에 하나라고 생각을 해요. 어 놓쳐서는 안 되는 그런 어떤 사운드들이 있고 그리고 어떤 장면의 어떤 그 섬세한 디테일들 여기저기 저 멀리 있는 어떤 소품들까지 그리고 그 색상 이런 모든 것들이 주는 의미들이 있고 그렇기 때문에 이 영화 같은 경우는 특히나 극장에서 그것도 극장도 좀 더 시설이 좋고 좀 더 커다란 극장에서 보시는 것을 저는 어 원하는 게 있죠.
I think that all projects deserve to be seen on a proper screen and with a proper sound system. However, there are some projects that especially necessitate that. And I think No Other Choice is one of them because there are really some sound moments that you can't miss that are really essential to the story. And there are scene details like a prop from far away or the color rendition that is really important to the film. So I think when it comes to No Other Choice, I think seeing it in the biggest theater possible with a great sound system is something that I recommend.
And it's very interesting because with No Other Choice, there has been, the successful film festival run, and people from all around the world are talking about it. And then you look at, one of my favorite movies, Old Boy, is something that a lot of people kind of talked about globally. And, of course, Squid Game, that global reach. When did you, as a storyteller and actor, start noticing and thinking about the global impact and global reach of cinema and content? Was it the last couple of years? Was it like, a while ago? Like, when did you start thinking about the global scale of these projects from a viewer perspective?
어, 사실 처음으로 그 커다란 영화제에서 저의 영화가 보여진 것은 달콤한 인생, Bittersweet Life였는데, 어, 그때만 해도 사실 뭐 헐리우드 진출을 하지 않았었고, 그것을 계기로 사실은 헐리우드 진출을 하면서 헐리우드 영화 블록버스터도 찍고, 그렇지만 그때까지도 그렇게 어떤 세계적인 어떤 글로벌한 어, 스케일이나 뭐 혹은 어떤 반응들 까지는 못 느꼈어요. 하지만 우리 영화에서도 뭐 사실 뭐 넷플릭스 얘기를 하지만 그리고 저도 넷플릭스 작품들을 했고 그랬지만 이 스트리밍 서비스가 주는 그 효과는 우리가 상상하지 못한 새로운 혁명이라는 생각이 들어요. 어, 영화와 결국 그 스트리밍 서비스가 극장을 에 굉장히 주는 영향이 굉장히 크긴 하지만 어, 안 좋게 극장의 관객들을 사실은 더 집에 머물게 하는 그런 어떤 상황들이긴 하지만 이게 누가 잘 됐다, 또 어떤 것이 더 낫다라고 이야기할 수는 없지만 아무튼 그런 과도기적인 상황들을 지금 지나고 있는 것 같고 어쨌든 스트리밍 서비스 그리고 오징어 게임을 통해서 그런 것들을 더 확실하게 피부로 느낄 수 있었던 계기가 되긴 했죠.
One of my projects, Bittersweet Life, was the first film that I was a part of that entered kind of a big global film festival. And that was my opportunity to enter Hollywood and become a part of Hollywood blockbusters as well. However, during that time, we didn't necessarily feel that global scale impact or reaction from audiences. Since then, even No Other Choice, it references Netflix, and I've worked on projects for Netflix as well. And it's undeniable the effect that streaming services have on our viewership, and it's almost as if it's a revolution. And of course, it can have some negative impact on theater release as well, but it's really hard to say that one thing is better than the other because I think we're really in a moment, a turning point moment, where we are really seeing the proliferation of the streaming services and also the continuation of films being made as well.
Absolutely. And then last quick question, whether you've been on a set one time or thousands of times, there's always going to be learning experiences from a storytelling acting perspective that you'll be able to take to future projects, future journeys for No Other Choice. What were some kind of learning experiences from an acting storyteller perspective that you are looking forward to bringing to future projects that you work on?
다른 것보다 물론 이제 나도 어떤 작품을 할 때마다 굉장히 어, 정성껏 정말 정성껏 신경을 많이 쓰면서 작업에 항상 몰두하는 편이지만 이것은 뭐 감독님은 연출이라는 다른 직업을 가지고 계시지만 감독님의 그런 어떤 작업을 대하는 태도와 그의 그 어떤 꼼꼼함과 어 그런 집중력 이런 것들을 나는 배우지만 '나 또한 저런 어떤 태도와 정신은 배워야 되겠구나.'라는 생각을 새삼스럽게 거의 30년 된 동료이지만 새삼스럽게 했어요.
I put a lot of effort into every project that I'm involved in. However, working with Director Park this time around, even though he has a different role on set than me as a director, his level of meticulousness, his level of focus was something that I really learned from, even though I do something different as an actor. And it's something that I realized anew, even though we've known each other for almost 30 years.
Yeah, absolutely. And I can't wait for people to see No Other Choice in theaters. Congratulations. It was an honor and privilege to speak with you. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you for tuning in to Popternative. Make sure to check out our past episodes of Popternative on YouTube.
This has been an Autograph Communications production.